A very warm welcome you all for the discussion about NMR spectroscopy. This is prescribed for BSc 6 SEM organic paper 2 um, syllabus. So, in which I would like to cover the basic aspects of nuclear magnetic resonance spectra and shielded and deshielded protons and its identifications, chemical shifts, and spin splitting and peak area uh, and again mapping of non-equivalent hydrogens with certain examples and coupling constants. These are all the fundamentals of uh, nuclear magnetic resonance spectra. So, which is very important while solving the structure of particular given molecule. Okay, so NMR spectroscopy helps to identify the functional group which are present on the molecule. So there are many types of NMR spectroscopies are there. That means the of atom, nuclei of atoms with an odd number of protons or neutrons have a permanent magnetic field, have permanent magnetic moment, isn't it? So, therefore, um for such molecule, one could record nuclear magnetic resonance spectrum. So, there are many odd number of proton or neutron atoms are available. So, which are one hydrogen, three hydrogens, and 15 nitrogens. Okay, um, and again um, 19 fluorine, and these are all, I mean, um, nuclei of atoms with odd number of protons or neutrons. Okay, so as far as the DSC 6 SEM syllabus, only a proton NMR spectroscopy is there. Therefore, that concern, I would like to cover the basic aspects and detailed discussion about proton NMR in this presentation. Okay, now let us discuss about the NMR spectroscopy and its future in this slide. Okay, by the most important and useful technique to identify the organic molecule is often only the technique is NMR spectroscopy. Okay, and it is necessary also because as far as functional group which are associated with the molecule like OH peak, NH2 peak, and hydroxyl protons and protons are attached with um, carboxylic acid, and these are all the functional group one could, I think, identify. And again aromatic protons, and again aliphatic protons, shielded and deshielded protons, methoxy protons, almost all, I think, functional group, are associated with protons. Okay, so these functional groups are easily identified with the help of NMR spectroscopy. So that helps us to, I think, elucidate or predict the, I mean, structure of, synthesized compounds in the laboratory. Okay, so NMR spectrum can be recorded for many different nuclei. Just I told in the beginning introductory slide. Okay, they need to have magnetic properties. So, what are the types of atoms? exhibiting, I think, magnetic properties. So nuclei of atoms with an odd number of protons or neutrons usually have permanent dipole moments. Okay, they are quantized nuclear spin states also. So which are one hydrogen, three hydrogen, 13 carbon, 15 nitrogen, 19 chlorine, and 31 phosphorus. Okay, for all these nuclear um, magnetic moments or states of atoms, one could able to um, I mean get the NMR resonance. So we will focus only on proton NMR here. Introductions. So the nuclei of atoms with an odd number of protons or neutrons have permanent magnetic moments. Okay, and the quantized nuclear spin states. So this means that these types of atoms behave as though they are a small magnets spinning on an axis. Placing these type of atoms in a very strong magnetic field separates them into two groups. As I told, the first one is aligned with the applied field, that is what alpha spin state. So the field created by the electromagnet of the instruments. Okay, then those are that are aligned against the applied field, that is beta spin state. Okay, align against the applied field takes more energy than the align with the applied field. When the sample is irradiated with radio waves, I mean radio frequency, energy is quantitatively absorbed by the odd number of nuclei, and those aligned with the field will flip to align against the field. So because of that, the resonance takes place. Depending upon the environment in which the proton is located, slightly more or less energy necessary to create the flip. So that means, I mean, environment in the sense your hydrogen is attached with electronegative atoms like Cl, like oxygen, like nitrogen. Okay, so it will influencing on the, I mean, energy requirement of the molecules. Okay, thus the radio waves of varying frequencies are needed. So this is all about introductions. So the nuclear spins is an important uh, aspect in the resonance pattern. Okay, nucleus with odd atomic number, just told, isn't it? An odd mass number has a nuclear spin. Remember. Okay, the spinning charges, I mean spinning charged nucleus. Okay, generates the magnetic field. Here I just compiled three pictures: spinning protons and a loop of current which is generated by the spinning protons, and another is a bar magnet. Okay, so suppose if we place these bar magnets are spinning proton under the influence of applied field. I just told two type of separations takes place: alpha states and beta states. Okay, an external magnetic field V0 applies a force to the small bar magnet. That means if we keep bar magnet under the external magnetic field, it will twist. Okay, so twisting the bar magnet to align it with the external field. Arrangement of bar magnet aligned with the field is lower energy level, I mean lower energy state, that is alpha, than the arrangement aligned against the field. aligned with the field means aligned with the field in the sense um, so north positions to south of applied field, south to north. This is aligned with the field. Okay, so usually this type of arrangements are having lower energy states. They are more stable also because unlike poles are usually attract each other, isn't it? So that requires less energy. Okay, suppose if we twist like south to south and north to north, it requires much energy because they repel each other because like poles are usually repel each other. Therefore, it requires to flip in that directions needs the higher energy. Therefore, this will be the beta state. Okay. So then the earlier only the lower energy state with proton aligned with the field is called alpha states, as like your bar magnet. Okay, the higher energy state with proton aligned against the external field. This one. So the direction of applied field is upward. I mean, the direction of nuclear spin is downward. These two are opposite each other, isn't it? So therefore, it requires, I mean, uh, to flip the nuclear spin needs much energy rather than aligned parallelly with the applied field. Okay, so this one is alpha states. This one is beta state. Alpha states are usually having lower energy level. Alpha states are collectively considering as lower energy states. Okay, beta is higher energy state. So here the schematically, I mean, represented. Suppose if we are not applying applied field or magnet, okay. So what happens? The spins are arranged in all directions randomly. Okay, no energy differences are there. So suppose if we applying external field, so they are systematically arranged. One is alpha, another one is beta spin. Okay, so as I told, alpha means they are aligned parallelly with the applied field. If it is against the applied field, then it is beta state. So there must be a gap between alpha states to beta state. That gap is said to be a delta E. So it must be equals to h nu only. Okay, that sort of energy we need to supply for the flipping. Okay, nucleus is in resonance when it is irradiated with radio frequency protons having energy equals to the energy difference between the spin states. Then only one could expect resonance. Okay, under these conditions, proton in the alpha spin state can absorb photon and flip to the beta spin states. So, any transitions, as I told in the IR spectroscopy also, as I told in the UV spectroscopy also. So, energy requirement is compulsory. Suppose if we supply required energy to the uh, spins, then uh, they flip to the beta spin states. Okay. Okay, now let us move on to the chemical shift. Here the chemical shift means change in the energy needed to flip the protons are called chemical shift. Okay, so the location of chemical shift on NMR spectrums are measured from the reference point. Remember that the hydrogen in the standard reference compound that is tetramethyl silane CH3 4 times Si. Okay. Uh, the amount of energy necessary to clip proton in the TMS is assigned the arbitrary value of 0 delta. So therefore it is taken as a reference compound for NMR spectra, and chemical shifts are measured in parts per million magnetic field strength difference, that is delta scale, relative to the TMS. Okay, TMS peak will be observed at 0 ppm, magnetic field strength difference delta scale. Okay, so and again de-shielded proton concern. De-shielded proton absorbs downfield on the NMR spectrum at the lower magnetic field strength than the uh, shielded protons. So this de-shielded protons are occur away from the tetramethylsilane peak. Okay, so therefore it is de-shielded, and which will absorb downfield on the NMR spectrum. Okay, so this is about chemical shift of a particular molecule. In other words, chemical shift is defined as the position of NMR absorptions also. In the earlier slide, I told changes in the energy needed to click proton is also called as chemical shift, or else we can define as chemical shift is the position of NMR absorption. So sometimes the examiner they may ask this question for 2 marks. That time we can write the both. He can write any of the definitions. Either this one chemical shift is the position of NMR absorptions, or the changes in the energy needed to flip the protons are called chemical shift. Okay, and this chemical shift depends on electron density. Remember, electron density in the vicinity of hydrogen atoms. Okay, how many of electrons? Density, electron cloud in the vicinity of hydrogens. This will be affected by the molecular structure of molecule. So remember, so more in the vicinity, I mean, uh, it will be shielded. Okay, so if in the vicinity of hydrogen the electron densities are less, in such circumstances they are de-shielded. So this is only the idea. One could, I think, distinguish the de-shielded and protons and shielded protons. Normally, de-shielded protons are having, less electron density, um, and shielded protons are having more electron density. So in the vicinity of hydrogen atom, we have to look into the electron density in the vicinity of hydrogen atom. So this parameter helps us to distinguish this de-shielded protons and shielded protons. Okay, so therefore this electron density is affected by the molecular structure of molecule. And another thing is chemical shifts are reported on horizontal axis, x-axis of the spectrum, the delta scale, which is in terms of parts per million from the reference. Okay, reference is tetramethylsilane. Here it is best illustrated with uh, example like methanol. Methanol has two types of protons. One is three methyl protons. Okay, another one is hydroxyl protons. So these two are the two different sets of protons. They are non-equivalent. So methyl protons are observed at higher field or upfield regions, and hydrogen attached to the oxygen. Hydroxyl protons are more de-shielded, which are observed at lower field regions or downfield regions with reference to the tetramethylsilane. Tetramethylsilane is having arbitrarily it has zero delta values. Okay, so it is added to the solutions and arbitrarily assigned a chemical shift of zero. All the other signals are reported relative to that of relative to that position. Okay, so this is the structure of tetramethylsilane. Four methyl groups are attached to the silicon. Okay, atom. Since electron density is the determining factor in the chemical shift observed, dipole in the molecule will have an effect in the donating or removing electron from the vicinity of given protons. This effect is described as shielding and de-shielding. More electron in the proton vicinity, so that must be having a small dipole effect. Okay. So if less electron in the proton vicinity, dipole effect is increased. So normally, if the dipole effect is more in certain such circumstances, de-shielding takes place. Dipole effect is minimum in such circumstances, shielding takes place. De-shielding is less electron in the proton vicinity. Shielding is more electron in the proton vicinity. So this is what, based on these informations, one could, I think, characterize, one could, I think, distinguish shielded protons and de-shielded protons. Okay, now let us discuss about the NMR spectra of ethyl bromide molecule. So this molecule is prescribed for your syllabus also. Uh, Ethyl bromide means molecular formula of ethyl bromide is CH. So here this ethyl bromide molecule is having two different protons. One is labeled as A, second one is labeled as B. Okay, so this CH2 protons are called methylene protons. CH3 protons are referred as methyl protons. Okay, by applying n plus 1 rule, we will get number of splitting for the methylene as well as methylene proton by applying n plus 1 rule. Suppose methylene protons are coupled with methyl protons. So this CH2 methylene group is splits into, okay, uh, splits into 3 plus 1 splits into 4 peaks, because number of neighboring protons with respect to CH2 is 3, therefore it will be 4. Okay, so methylene protons are splits into 4 peak. Okay, so this is observed in between the region of 3.3 to 3.5 ppm. This is quadrate. Okay, this peak is methylene protons. Methylene means CH2 protons. Okay, this is for CH2. And let us move on to the another peak splitting of molecule, that is methyl proton. This is for methyl proton. This is labeled as B. So as far as methyl concerned, uh, number of splitting n plus 1 gives, number of splitting n plus 1 gives for CH3 group. there will be two neighboring protons. Okay, both are non-equivalent each other. Therefore, they splits into triplet because two neighboring protons are there. Therefore, CH3 protons are splits into CH3 protons are splits into 2 plus 1 equals to 3. Okay, this is for CH3 splitting. CH3 splits into 3 peak. Methylene proton splits into 4 peak. Okay, so this is based on spin-spin splitting, spin-spin coupling. This is because of spin-spin coupling. Remember. Okay. So in this ethyl bromide, there will be two different types of protons are there. One is CH2 protons and another one is CH3 proton. CH2 protons are labeled as A, CH3 protons are labeled as B. Okay, CH2 protons are splits into 4 peak. That means the neighboring three protons are available. Therefore, 3 plus 1 gives rise to 4. Okay, as far as CH3 proton concerned, splitting of CH3 concerned, there will be two neighboring protons are there. Therefore, n plus 1 rule gives 3 protons. So, this is what uh, NMR spectra of ethyl bromide. Okay, so this is for the splitting of this one. Okay, so I mean methyl protons are again mentioned in pink color. So this another CH2 protons are labeled with navy blue. Okay, there will be two types of protons, methylene protons and methyl protons. Methylene protons are split into quadret. Methyl protons are split into triplet. Okay, the NMR spectrum of 1-bromo methane zoomed in the explanation of the signals are shown in offset plots. These inside another, picture I have given that is zoomed form. This will be offset plot of this one. Actually, only these two. Uh, Methyl and methylene protons are observed in NMR spectroscopy. Suppose if we zoomed into for zoomed for high resolutions, there will be a splitting one can observe clearly. Okay, this is an idea regarding proton NMR of ethyl bromides. Okay. Okay, now let us move on to the another type of NMR spectrum of another molecule, ethanol. Ethanol molecular formula is C2H5OH. Okay, so earlier we have discussed about ethyl bromides. Similarly, this one is ethanol. Ethyl bromide means halogen compound. It is ethanol is alcoholic compound. Okay, open chain. Uh, organic molecule. It is saturated organic molecule. Molecular formula will be CH3 CH2 OH. This is methanol. Otherwise, it is C2H5 OH also. Okay, so in this ethanol molecule, there will be three different types of protons are there. Okay, one is labeled as A. This is methyl proton. Here it is methylene protons. This is C. This is C. This is C. Methyl protons are labeled as ABC. Ethanol protons are labeled as ABC. There will be three different types of protons are there. One is methyl protons. This is methyl proton. This B is labeled for methylene protons. This is OH group protons, hydroxyl group proton it is. Okay, so this will be hydroxyl group proton. This is for methylene protons, CH2. I mean it is B. It is labeled as B. This is C. This is A. This is methyl proton, this is methylene proton, and this one is hydroxyl group protons. So let us go for the number of splitting in that. For CH3 splitting concerned, there will be two neighboring CH2 protons are there, methylene protons are there. For methyl group, methylene protons are available. So the by applying n plus 1 rule for CH3 group, it will be number of splitting will be 3. Remember, two neighboring protons are there, therefore it is 3. So the methylene protons are split into triplet, 3 peak. Okay, then go for CH2 proton. CH2 proton concerned, there will be a two methyl protons are available. So 3 protons are there, therefore n plus 1 rule gives 3 plus 1 means 4. There will be 4 feet. Understood? So for methyl group, triplet peak is available. For methylene protons, quadrate peaks are observed. Okay, and remaining is hydroxyl proton. This is um, I mean proton OH, I mean groups are not affected by the neighboring protons. Remember, this OH is having different environment because this is not affected by the methyl or methylene protons. These methyl protons are far away from hydroxyl. Okay, there is no chance for spin splitting, but as far as CH2 and OH2 protons concerned, this is I mean these are not affected by the hydroxyl protons. Okay, so therefore hydroxyl protons are splits into, I mean the hydroxyl peak is singlet, methylene peak is quadrat, methyl peak is triplet based on the n plus 1 rule. Okay, so this is the high resolution proton NMR spectrum of ethanol showing the splitting pattern of each of the three packs using n plus 1 rule. It is possible to interpret the splitting pattern. Now let us go for the third example. This is proton NMR of acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde molecular form CH3 C double bond OH. Okay, So in this acetaldehyde molecule, remember there will be two types of protons. One is aldehyde protons. This is labeled as A, okay, or else labeled as 1, A or 1. This is B, okay. So there will be two types of protons are available. One methyl protons and another one is aldehyde proton. Okay. So this CH3 group has one neighboring proton. Remember. Okay. So therefore, this methyl protons are splits into, as per as the CH3 proton concerned, there will be one neighboring proton that is of aldehyde proton. Therefore, after applying n plus 1 rule, we are getting uh, 1 plus 1 means doublet. Okay, neighboring, we have to count the neighboring protons. Suppose if we are calculating the splitting pattern of particular molecule, we have to we have to calculate the neighboring protons. Remember, so for CH3 there will be a doublet. For aldehyde proton, for this CHO splitting concern, there will be a 3 protons. Therefore, n plus 1 rule gives 3 plus 1 gives rise to 3 plus 1 gives rise to quadrate. Okay, so therefore CHO concerned, uh, it splits into 4 peaks. CH3 protons are splits into 2. Okay, so therefore, for CH3 protons doublet, aldehydic protons are splits into quadrate. So this is about acetaldehyde concern. Okay. Again, the intensity concerned, it is 1 is to 1. For CH3 protons are splits into a 1 is to 1. The ratio, this is calculated based on Pascal triangle, as I discussed in the earlier presentations. Okay, as far as this uh, aldehyde proton concerned, there will be a 4 peak. They are distributed as 1 is to 3 is to 1. Resonance splitting gives a 1 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1 quadrate in terms of the intensity. Okay. This is about the NMR, proton NMR of acetaldehyde. NMR spectrum of proton NMR spectrum of ethyl acetate CH3COO CH2 CH3. Ethyl acetate it is C2H5 CH3COO. Okay, CH3COO C2H5. It is ethyl acetate. Okay, here there will be three different environmental protons are there. They are labeled as A, B, C. A is called acetate ion methyl. It is here two methyl groups are there. One is ethyl group methyl protons. It is labeled as C. Acetate group methyls are labeled as A, and another one is methyl group. This is methylene group. This is B. A, B, C. Okay. Suppose if we go through the low resolution NMR spectra, it gives simply as, as I mean um, 3 peaks for these protons. In this low resolution, splitting will not be resolved. Okay, so we are getting simple three peaks are observed. If we go for the low resolution spectrum, suppose if your NMR spectroscopy, NMR spectrometer is 300 or 600 megahertz proton NMR spectrometer, in such circumstances in which the splitting pattern was clearly observed, they are high resolution spectrum. So in which one could able to identify the, I mean, splitting pattern of particular uh, hydrogens. So as I said in the molecule, three types of environments are there: methyl of acetate group, methyl of ethyl group, and methylene of ethyl group. Okay, these three protons are there. Proton A is observed at 2.04 ppm. Methyl protons are observed at 4.10 ppm, and methyl protons of ethyl molecule group is observed at 1.26. Okay, so splitting pattern concerned. If we go for the CH3 of acetate group, CH3 of acetate group is not having neighboring protons. The protons, neighboring protons are away from the, I mean, spin-spin coupling. They are um, 4 bond away from the protons. So therefore, 4 sigma bond away from the, uh, I mean, this proton. Okay, one, two, three, and one more from this one. 4 bonded away. This CH3 protons are 4 bonded away. Therefore, there is no splitting at all. If as far as methylene group concerned, there will be uh, 3 neighboring protons. Therefore, this CH2 methylene protons are splits into quadrate. Methylene protons are splits into quadrate. Methyl of ethyl group is splits into triplet, because two neighboring protons are there. One more is methyl group of acetate group. This is splits in. This has no neighboring protons. Therefore, no splitting occurs. Therefore, singlets are observed. And as far as the peak intensity concerned, Pascal triangle through one could identify the, intensity pattern of particular splitting. So the methyl protons are splits into 1 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Their intensity ratios are distributed like that. So this CH2 methylene protons are, intensity of methylene protons are 1 is to 2 is to 1. This is singlet. Okay, so intensity of that singlet is taken as 1. So I hope this is about NMR spectrum of ethyl ethanoate, or else it is ethyl acetate. Now let us move on to the toluene. Toluene means C6H5 CH3. You can observe two types of splitting. One from aromatic protons, another one from methyl groups. Here it is labeled as methyl groups are labeled as A. Aromatic protons are labeled as B, C, and D. Uh, as far as aromatic proton concerned, uh, the carbon number, okay, 2 and 6, carbon number 2 and 6 are equivalent, and 3 and 5 is also equivalent, and this is another uh, environmental protons. Here in aromatic compound itself, aromatic benzene ring itself, three different types of protons are there. They are labeled as 2 and 6, 2 equals to 6, and 3 equals to 5 and 4. Okay. Um, and methyl protons are labeled as A, B, C, D. Now let us move on to the splitting. Okay. In low resolution NMR spectrum concerned, only we are getting two peaks. Okay, that we have given in this diagram. Okay, so the aromatic protons are observed in the region of 7 to 7.38 ppm. So this peak is multiplied because here five protons are there. They are coupled to give multiplets. Okay, as far as methyl protons in the methyl protons are in the toluene molecule. They splits into I mean they are not coupled with aromatic protons. Therefore, we are getting singlet here. One for this methyl group. Another one is for aromatic groups. Okay, aromatic protons. Aromatic protons are peak. Aromatic proton peaks are observed at 7 to 7.38 ppm. Methyl group of toluene is observed at 2.34 ppm. This is more shielded region. CH3 groups are observed at more shielded region, and aromatic protons are observed at less shielded area. Okay, in practice, remember, however, all three aromatic protons groups have a similar chemical shift and their signal overlaps substantially, making such detailed analysis difficult. Okay, in this case, we would refer to the aromatic part of the spectrum as a multiplet. Remember, when we start trying to analyze the complex splitting pattern into a larger molecule, we gain an appreciation for why scientists are willing to pay large sum of money for higher field NMR instruments. Okay, quite simply, the stronger our magnet is, the more resolutions we get in our spectrum. Where magnet is stronger, more resolutions we get in our spectrum. And in the 100 megahertz instruments, with the magnet of approximately 2.4 Tesla field strength, it is okay. 12 ppm frequency window in which we can observe proton signals is 1200 hertz wide only. Okay, in 500 megahertz instruments. Okay, 12 Tesla instrument. However, the windows is 600 hertz. Remember, 6000 hertz. For 100 megahertz, only the signals range are 1200 hertz wide. Okay, 500 megahertz case, 6000 hertz, 5 times wider it is. Remember, in this sense, NMR instruments are like digital cameras and HD TVs. Better resolution means more informations and clear pictures are available. So, in our kernel protons, as I said in the beginning, in the aromatic proton itself, there will be a three different environments: HB protons, HC protons, and HD protons. Remember, Hb proton concerned only one neighboring proton is there, therefore it splits into doublet. Okay, for Hb doublet. For Hc concerned, there will be two neighboring protons are there, Hd and Hb. This splits into three because triplet. As far as this HD also triplet because it has three neighboring protons. This has this has two, this has two, this has one. Okay, Hb has one neighboring proton, splits into two. Hc has two neighboring protons, therefore three. HD is also having two neighboring protons splits into three peaks. Okay, so in high resolution peak, high resolution instruments like 600 megahertz instrument, one could able to identify or one could able to distinguish a doublet of HB, triplet of HC and triplet of HD. Otherwise, if your instrument is 100 megahertz, only we could get two peaks in the figure 1. Otherwise, splitting pattern will be resolved like that. Okay, so this is about aromatic proton Hb to Hd. This is about methyl protons because methyl protons are not having neighboring, so therefore no splitting, only one peaks are observed. It is more shielded and this one is less shielded. Okay, chemical shift concern. Thank you. Okay, now let us discuss about the splitting pattern of acetophenone in NMR spectrum. Okay, so C6H5, C6, C6H5, C double bond O, CH3. Okay, this molecule is having two different types of protons. One is alkyl group protons, another one is aryl group protons. Okay, so alkyl groups are labeled as E. This alkyl protons or methyl protons uh, having no neighboring protons, so therefore it will not splitted here, so it will give you a single peak. Okay, so this is what methyl group um, splitting. As far as aromatic proton concerned, there will be a orthoprotons, metaprotons and paraprotons. Orthoprotons are labeled as B, metaprotons are labeled as C, okay, paraprotons are labeled as D. So here two ortho position protons are there. In this meta also again two protons are there. So they are equivalent and this will be the paraprotons. Only one paraprotons, two metaprotons and two orthoprotons are available in the aromatic ring. Okay. So this concerned orthoproton concerned, they splitted into two peak because it has only one neighboring protons. Only metaproton is available within its uh, proximity. Therefore, it will be splits into two peak. Okay, ortho gives doublet. It means doublet. This means two means it splits into two means it is a doublet. Okay, it is doublet. Okay, so for example, for this metaproton, there will be two neighboring. Therefore, it is a triplet. Okay. As far as this paraproton concerned, here again two protons are neighboring protons are available. For this again triplet. So for paraprotons triplet, metaprotons triplet and orthoprotons doublet. Okay. So this is about this splitting pattern of aromatic. So again, there will be one more distinction is there, that is called de-shielded protons and that is de-shielded protons and shielded protons. Here, as far as de-shielding concerned, remember CH3 groups are shielded one, more shielded it is. Aromatic protons are de-shielded because there will be a rule. Okay, so in the earlier discussions, I have made in following generalizations to apply the shielding and de-shielding of protons in the molecule. So what exactly it is? Suppose if your molecule is having, I think, electronegative atoms such as nitrogen, oxygens, and halogens, de-shield the hydrogens. Okay, this extent of de-shielding proportional to the electronegativity of the heteroatom and its proximity to the hydrogens. Okay, so in this oxygen molecule, oxygen is there, carbonyl carbon, oxygen is there. Its proximity towards the aromatic ring as well as carbonyl group de-sheets the hydrogens on the adjacent carbons because it is electropositive carbon. Remember, so oxygen is more electronegative than carbon, therefore electron densities are um, pulled towards oxygen. So therefore, I mean, because of this electronegativity atom also and electrons on the aromatic ring, double bonded atoms and the triple bonded atoms de-shield the attached hydrogens also. Mainly because of these two reasons and aromatic electrons are de-shielded and methyl groups are shielded because in its proximity, I mean, electron densities are more. Okay, so then this CH3 is shielded, more shielded here. Okay, so dipole character is also more. Okay, dipole is less in that CH3 group. Okay, so that is why CH3 is more shielded rather than aromatic ring. Okay, here ring current is there, isn't it? So that will also influencing the uh, de-shielding of aromatic protons. Okay, so this CH3 gives a singlet which is observed in the region of 2.62. Okay, ppm. So orthoprotons are doublet here. So that is observed in the region of uh, this is observed in the region of 7.9 something. Okay, ppm. So this second meta protons are observed in the region of 7.6. Okay, then this para protons triplet. Okay, para and metas are triplet here. Ortho is doublet. Okay, this one is singlet. Totally four peaks are observed. One for methyl group protons, other three for aromatic rings. Okay. If your instrument like NMR instrument is I mean, having a 600, if your electron NMR is 600 megahertz, then in such situation or such case, more resolved peaks are observed. Okay, because high resolutions are possible in the detectors also. Okay, that is what that kind of inbuilt. I mean. mm, Facility they have provided. Okay, again applied magnetic field also more. isn't it? High resolution in the sense applied magnetic field is more. Okay, this was the main reason for splitting. Resolved peaks are obtained at higher, I mean, uh, megahertz NMR spectrometers only. If your NMR is low megahertz, 100 megahertz or something 60 megahertz spectrometer, in such circumstances, only single peaks are observed in case if it is multiplet also. Okay, so that was the thing. Hmm. And splitting patterns are calculated based on the n plus 1 rule. Okay, so there should be neighboring protons. That must be in the proximity. Like if it is a if it is more than four bonded, I mean its distance is away from neighboring protons are away from the splitting protons. Then it is four bonded away. Then four or three bonded away. The no splitting takes place. Okay. uh, Unequivalent protons near the splitting protons, I mean coupling takes place. Due to that coupling, I think splitting is possible. So they are calculated based on the n plus 1 row. Okay, now let us discuss about the another NMR, proton NMR of austenite molecule. Okay, in this aromatic protons are available, methyl protons, and one more is NH protons. So three different protons are available here: aromatic protons, NH protons, and CH3. This is labeled as A. This is B. Aromatic protons are C, D, and E, labeled as. Orthoproton is C. Metaprotons are D. Paraprotons are E. Okay. So this broad peak is for NH. This shielded peak is for methyl, and remaining CDs are this one. So orthoprotons are this one. Orthoprotons are splitted to give doublet. Metaprotons are splitted to give triplet. Okay, this is ortho, this is meta, and this one is para. This is triplet. This is also triplet. This is doublet. Okay, so near this ortho position, only one meta protons are there, therefore it is doublet. Near this meta protons, ortho and para protons are there, therefore it is n plus 1 gives 3 peak triplet, and again para protons, 2 meta protons are there equivalent. So therefore this is split into 3. Okay, anyhow, this is proton NMR of astenilide. Okay, thank you.